I'm so thankful for 18 incredible years of racing in NASCAR. The sport has been good to me and has allowed me to do something I truly love. I showed up chasing a dream and achieved more than I ever thought possible. I'm looking forward to next season and celebrating what will be my last year as a full-time NASCAR Cup driver.
Down the backstretch he goes. Drag race, Jimmie Johnson. By a fin. Jimmie Johnson has won the Daytona 500. Jimmie Johnson pulling away.
I know what this team is capable of, and I hope 2020 is one of the best yet.
What the f- This is a sad day indeed. Holy crap, that actually caught me by surprise, not gonna lie. Jimmie Johnson's retiring! It shocked me so much, I actually made a video. I know, I haven't made a video in like 2.5 weeks, but that's how much it shocked me. I was like, oh crap, I actually want to talk about this. I know to some people it doesn't shock you because, you know, he hasn't won since 2017, but I really thought he'd give it a few more years. I thought he'd maybe give 2021 a chance, depending on how the cars drive. You know, maybe it would fit into his driving style a little bit more, but it looks like he had the talk with Mr. Hendrick and with Mr. Jeff Gordon as well. They had a talk, and it seems like 2020 is the final year. Well, it is. He already confirmed it, chasing 8 one final time. I wonder if it is completely his choice. You know, Rick Hendrick, even with Gordon sometimes, you know, Elliott was coming through. So you didn't really know, you know, did Gordon want to race a little bit more? But Gordon seemed pretty good with going out in 2015, especially with the great season he had in 2014. Now, Jimmie hasn't had a great season since, I mean, 2016 wasn't even great. He won the championship that year, but it was not a good season for him. So how in the heck does he go out, you know, without having, honestly, a great season since, what, 2013? I mean, when was the last time Jimmie had a great season? So I don't really feel like he's going out on his terms. And it upsets me a little bit because I want him to get number 8. I really want Jimmie to get championship number 8. But there's been no signs of it coming, so I don't really know how he's going to perform next year. But hopefully he performs well. Again, I don't think it will happen, but hopefully he performs well. Hopefully you can maybe make a run for a championship. But this is huge news. This is, again, Jimmie Johnson is not a superstar level in terms of, you know, the fan base. A lot of people hated him, to be honest, when he was winning championships and everything. But he is a big-name driver, and it's another big-name driver leaving the sport. And it's just going to add more to the pain that already is trying to fill in Gordon, Earnhardt, Stewart. Now you got to throw in Jimmie as well. It's just, Harvick is coming soon. Harvick is in his mid-40s, so it's becoming a little bit more worrying as we go on to see these drivers retiring. A generation of talent is going now. This was the generation that I grew up on, and a lot of you grew up on, was Gordon, Dale, Jimmie, Stewart, Harvick, you know, Kenseth, you know, he's gone as well. Biffle, the Biffmeister, Harvick, all these guys, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, even though he came in a little bit later, 2005, but Kyle Busch as well, you know. I think Kyle Busch will stick around for a long time, but everyone else, it's funneling out the door. I just want to stick on Jimmie Johnson for a little bit. Jimmie's had a tremendous career. He is top 4, you know, probably top 3, probably top 2 drivers of all time in NASCAR. That's up for debate. There's a lot of ways you can debate the greatest NASCAR driver of all time. If you use stats, which in, you know, Jimmie's favor, it works out for him, or you could use driving talent purposes, which is just an eye test, and that could be very debatable. So he's definitely up there. He is a fantastic driver, fantastic personality, fantastic role model for the sport, fantastic ambassador for the sport, fantastic role model for Rick Hendrick, or for Hendrick Motorsports and the drivers, the young drivers there, for Elliott, for Byron, for Bowman, who will now have to carry the slack. And it's incredible that Chase Elliott most likely will be the veteran driver at Hendrick Motorsports, and he's 23 years old, which is just nuts. I really hope Jimmie has a great season. I hope he does well. I hope that he enjoys it, and I hope that every racetrack he goes to, that the fans give him the love that they gave Junior and that they gave Gordon as well. And I hope that that happens, and and Stewart as well. I hope that happens. Now let's talk about 2021, because this is really, really important. It is Hendrick Motorsports. I know they haven't been the best the last 3 years, but it's Hendrick Motorsports. If that 48 ride opens up, you're taking it. If that is available as a driver, you take that ride, because it's Hendrick Motorsports. And because, when Elliott is there and everyone's there, that team, it's just waiting to a sleeping giant is gonna come back with all the money that they have and all the resources that that they will come back. So, who goes into that ride for the crucial seasons of 2021 and 2022, where we are expecting that drivers should have more of a say in terms of how the races play, in terms of driving talent? We should see an uptick, and so drivers could race more. So you don't have to completely, obviously equipment is still number one, most important, but you will be able to make a little bit of a difference. I have 2 names in mind right now, and the 2 names that go right into my brain is Matt Benedetto and Kyle Larson. We all know how big of a fan Jeff Gordon is of Kyle Larson. We all know that Gordon has a good amount of say right now in what is going on at Hendrick Motorsports, and he will be the basically heir apparent to Rick Hendrick when Rick decides to step down. So Ken Larson, I don't know his contract details, so actually let me look that up real quick. Now, as you can see here on NASCAR.com, Larson does have a contract for 2020. I don't know if it goes for more than that. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it is just 2020, which leaves him open for 2021. And my thinking here was that there are a lot of drivers available for 2021. I don't know exactly everyone, but it does look like Larson is available, and Matt Benedetto, who only has a 1-year deal with Wood Brothers Racing, is available for 2021. This right here, this is... Listen, I love Guido. You guys know I kind of want Guido to enter that Hendrick Motorsports ride, because I want to see Guido in top-level equipment. However, there is just a few question marks on Matt Benedetto. Let's see how he does at Wood Brothers Racing. I don't have question marks about Kyle Larson. I have been saying this for years. I think he is overperforming the equipment that is given to him, and I believe if he had the proper equipment, this man can drive the living hell out of a race car. I don't think he's in his prime yet. I think he still has a lot to learn. I think he has room to grow, and I think him with Chase Elliott in the same team at Hendrick Motorsports, that is I'm not saying they're Jeff Gordon and Jimmie Johnson, but as close as to Jeff Gordon and Jimmie Johnson that you want to get with the ages that Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott are, this is the partnership you want. You want Gordon, you want Elliott and Larson. You want those two together, because those two can carry your program for many, many years to come. I'm not disrespecting William Byron or Alex Bowman. I'm just saying, when you look at Larson and Elliott, they are more well prepared and more ready to go at this moment, and arguably you would say are better drivers at this moment than William Byron and Alex Bowman, and you have the two-headed spear that can carry your organization just like Jeff Gordon and Jimmie Johnson did for over a decade. So I can see this happening. I can see this definitely happening. If I am Rick Hendrick and I am Jeff Gordon, I'm going straight to this man. There might have been conversations already, because that Rick Hendrick does not tell drivers or give drivers, Rick can give a little push and be like, I need a decision, because Rick has an idea. Jimmy has put forth that he is retiring at the end of 2020. This is the move. And I'm telling you guys, Larson cannot stay at Ganassi forever. Ganassi, it's a 2-car team. It's not as well, I would say, the performance-wise as Penske. I don't place Ganassi in the 5-star level ride. Rick Hendrick and Hendrick Motorsports has not been what they've been in the 2000s and the late, in the early 2010s. They've been struggling a little bit. Chase Elliott's been carrying them with a few wins, this season and last season. But this driver going to Hendrick Motorsports, that solidifies the driver group. At that point, 2 of your rides are filled for the next decade. Because Elliott, you would not let Elliott leave, and you would not let Larson leave. And, Byron is showing a lot of potential as well. That's possibly 3 rides. And then Bowman as well, who did much better this season, can also improve. This is it, man. This, honestly, for 2021, this is the guy. I think, especially with the new package and new engine rules, depending on how it works, it could work in a Kyle Larson's favor, man. So This is the man I'm going for. If they decide not to go with Kyle Larson, or Larson doesn't want to go to Hendrick Motorsports, or Ganassi re-signs Larson, or however this goes, then this is the next guy. I would go to Matt DiBenedetto. DiBenedetto he's no longer a Cup Series driver for Levine Family Racing. He'll be going to Wood Brothers, as I said before, and it will be interesting to see how he does at Wood Brothers. Again, Wood Brothers is not a top-level team, but when Ryan Blaney was there with the Penske affiliation, he did win a few races, so it'd be nice to see DiBenedetto maybe win a race and maybe do well. Depending on what he does, this would be the guy that's number 2 in line for the number 48 car. Other than him and Larson, I don't know who you go for. I think Larson's the clear-cut pick. I think Larson is the obvious pick. But other than that, I can't think of anyone that you would go for. I know the 3 Xfinity guys like Christopher Bell and Cole Custer. Those guys have first-time Cup-level rides next season. I think they're not ready for the 48 car yet. Larson has had many years now in Cup. DiBenedetto, if he proves himself next year, many years in Cup. I think those are the guys you want to take over. You don't want to go for someone that has 1 or 2 years of experience in the Cup Series. So that would be my pick for the 48 ride. It would be Kyle Larson. And then number 2, if Larson is not available, would be Matt DiBenedetto. I'm completely sold on this one, guys. Kyle Larson, man. The more and more I think about it, I am 100% sold. I want to see Larson and Elliott at Hendrick Motorsports. That is what I would want to see. I feel like that's what Jeff Gordon would want to see. I have a feeling that that's what Rick Hendrick would want to see. Can he get the sponsorship lined up? Ally, I'm pretty sure, has signed on for more than 1 year. I'm almost sure. Yeah, Ally Financial extends the deal with Hendrick Motorsports through 2023. So in the first year of a 2-year deal, it's in the first year of a 2-year deal to be primary sponsor for the 48 car for all 38 Cup races. Now, it doesn't say if they will continue to be a primary sponsor, but it looks like if they are being a primary sponsor for Jimmie Johnson for all 38 races, they probably might knock that down for 2021, but it will still be a primary sponsor for a majority of the races, which means that 48 car has sponsorship. If Ally Financial decides to go with Kyle Larson and they want him to drive that 48 car, the sponsorship is there, and it might be that Larson can bring some of his own sponsors as well if that can happen. So, it's shaping up, ladies and gents. I'm telling you, this is the move. This is the move. I want to end off the video again saying thank you to Jimmie Johnson. I think, it's going to be... I went through this in 2015 when Jeff retired. I remember watching every race of 2015, and 2015 was a terrible season. Not only as a Gordon fan because he didn't really run well, but that was the high downforce, high horsepower package, and it was awful. It was awful at a lot of tracks, so that was not a good season. And so hopefully for all you Jimmie fans, I have a lot of friends who are Jimmie fans. It's going to be a tough one, but enjoy it. Enjoy watching your favorite driver in his final races. It's a special experience, and when it's done, you're going to be glad you had that experience. Unfortunately, for 2021, it's going to be a little bit hard. I will admit that. For all you Jimmie fans, for 2021, even with the new car and everything that might get you to tune in, when your favorite driver is not racing for that initial year, it's really hard to stay tuned. I remember in 2016, I didn't even watch the Daytona 500. I did not watch the Daytona 500 in 2016 because Gordon was not in it. He was doing the broadcast stuff on Fox, but I did not watch it because I couldn't do it. I couldn't get myself to do it. And I missed the majority of the 2016 races. I only watched a few races here and there. I had no idea who was doing well. And so that's why whenever I talk about 2016, I usually don't know anything about it. I don't know who won races that year. All I know is Jimmie won the championship, but I know that Jimmie didn't have a great year. So it's going to be very interesting to see how you guys kind of handle with the 2021 factor of it. And luckily for me, YouTube got me back into the sport. I started doing YouTube videos, started talking more about the sport, and it got me back into it. It's going to be tough for you guys. Hopefully you can find a new favorite driver. Hopefully whoever gets in that 48 ride, you can root for them. But it's going to be a little bit tough when your favorite driver leaves for you to tune in and stick around with the sport. So Dale Jr. fans have gone through it. Jeff Gordon fans have gone through it. Tony Stewart fans have gone through it. Matt Kenseth fans have gone through it. So you guys will probably get through it as well. That first year is tough, but kind of see if you could kind of link to something after that. If you guys like the video, make sure to like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Thank you to Jimmie. Hopefully I will be rooting for Jimmie Johnson and Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin. One of them to win the championship. I need Denny to either win it, I need Chase to win it, or I need Jimmie to win it. And hopefully one of them do. And hopefully it's Jimmie and he can go out on a high. He deserves it. It would be storybook if he wins championship number 8, break the record, hold the record, and then go out on a high. It doesn't look likely right now, but hopefully Hendrick Motorsports will put all their effort into that 2020 car. The Camaro is going to be a little bit new. They're going to have a little bit different nose. Maybe that could affect the aero a little bit. We don't know. But hopefully Chevy can really get on their game and give Jimmie the one he deserves. He did improve at the end of the season, so let's see if he can improve next year as well. I'll see you guys later. Hope you're having a great day. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not already. Again, thank you, Jimmie. Thank you, guys. Comment down below with all your opinions. How sad are you? Are you happy? Who do you think will enter that ride in 2021 and 2022? Very, very important seasons for whoever is going to be in that ride. I'll see you guys later.
I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change, even if I tried. My love, she keeps me warm.